In the spirit of second chances, behind me I have the Hyundai Santa Cruz. This is the SEL Premium, and this will be the second time that I'm reviewing it. Please stay tuned and see if my opinion has changed. And folks, I just wanted to give a special shout out to Bannister Nissan of Chesapeake, Virginia for letting me use the car today. They have a ton of new and pre-owned inventory, and they got fantastic pricing and finance options and everything like that. So if you're in the market, please give them a shout. They'll definitely take care of you. Thanks. Under the hood, we've got a 2.5 liter turbocharged engine that is making 281 horsepower, 311 pound-feet of torque. And this is where things get interesting, folks. So here you have these headlights that are actually integrated into the front grille. I do think that this front grille is kind of overly styled. So if you blacked it out, I believe that it would look a lot better. All right, up on the hood, you do have some pretty nice lines that are definitely, aerodynamic and quite stylish going down. The hood seems relatively short, which I think is a good thing, honestly. It's going to make driving and maneuverability a little bit better. So good on them for that. Coming down, I do like the little Santa Cruz logo there. And coming over here to these wheels, sorry, they're relatively dirty. I think that the machining looks really good. I do believe that these would hold up relatively well off-road, if you're getting them dirty and what have you. And these are 18-inch rims, and they are on some Como tires, super street tire. Like that you do not want to take these things off-road by any means. So, yeah. Into the side here, you can see some of the body lines here, just kind of typical Hyundai, what they're doing lately as far as when going around the side. There's like 20 different cuts that they make into the body panels now. Up top, you do have what appears to be something that you could attach, maybe like a cargo mount or something like that up there. Looks pretty good style-wise. Like smallest mud flaps. Look at that. That is super cute. And it's even smaller up there. Sorry, I forgot to show. Look at the size of that mud flap. I mean, that's crazy. I don't know. I actually like that. So overall back seat room and comfort, it's really not that great. This is my driving position. I'm 5'8", so if you're any taller than me, you're probably going to have a little bit of trouble back here. The headroom is okay. The legroom isn't terrible. I do wish they had some rear AC vents because it's like piping hot back here. I don't know if it's just the weather today or what, but overall, I mean, no armrests or center cup holders down here. It doesn't look like you have a 3D attachment or anything like that. So the rear seat is relatively disappointing in my opinion. So when you pull the seats up there, which that is a really, really easy function. I'm super happy with that. You do have a good amount of storage, and you have one of those, spare tire fix-a-flat kits. So around back, I think the styling of this rear window looks really good. I do like how got the little overhang, almost like a wing. And one of the coolest parts about the Santa Cruz is this built-in tonneau cover. I think, we gotta open it up here. And that is a damped tailgate, which is always nice. And then we have this built-in tonneau cover. It's pretty easy to use, and it does have a, little rope there, doing like a pulley system. I don't know. Put in the comments below whether you like that or not, because it does take up some of the bed space. Tie downs. It does have like the Utilitrack system, which is always nice. You do have that in-bed storage, which is really awesome. I wish that more vehicles did this. And it does have a drain plug over here, so you can fill it up with ice and do all that. You have some nice lights back there, so when you're doing things at night, tailgating with all your buddies, it'll work out for you a little bit better. Check that out. Nice. And that is just another storage cubby. So overall, this is what really sells this vehicle, is the usability of this bed. And that kind of just leads to sort of what I wanted to talk about, is like the versatility of this. I can just imagine, I love the name Santa Cruz, right? I could just imagine being on the Santa Cruz boardwalk with a surfboard, tossing it in this and just kind of cruising along the beach. This is the perfect vehicle for that. I don't know. I go back and forth whether, I like this overall. Has my opinion changed on it? I think it's grown on me a little bit, especially in this black color, because it does kind of hide a little bit of the weirdness of the styling. Right, you can see that display is pretty cool, actually. Check this out. So when you turn the wheel, it'll actually follow. You can see the wheels turning there. Pretty neat. I don't know why you would want that, but I still think it's kind of cool and a little nifty. You got all your, regular old buttons on there, your hands-free talking and everything like that. You do have your paddle shifters, which feel very premium, right behind it. And then coming over to here, this is where you get all of your center display information. So you can go through a bunch of different settings. It's pretty clear. I think that the resolution's good. And it's got a lot of neat little stuff. This does have forward collision warning, lane keep assist, blind spot monitoring, and the lane centering technology, as well as adaptive cruise control. So pretty loaded up. Coming over here to the regular old infotainment, there is a lot of piano gloss black, which I don't love. The resolution on the screen, if you're not using Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, isn't all that great, but it's pretty quick. It's got the climate controls built in there. Those work really good. It's easy to use. You don't have to sit and hit the buttons 10 different times. Coming down here, you have a very nice premium traditional shifter, which I appreciate. And the cool stuff here, we have our driving modes, which I'll go through them here. Check that out. You've got Smart, which is like your eco mode, Sport, which of course is, sporty driving mode, Normal, and then down here is Snow. So coming over here, we do have the center locking, and a lot of people do get confused with thinking that this is like a rear locking differential. It's not, but what the thing is it does send 50% of the power to the rear and the front, and it does have the braking technology to try and get you as much traction as possible. You do have to be going less than 25 miles an hour to utilize that. So yeah, one of the downsides of that. You do have a hill descent control, which works really well, your parking sensors, and it is an electronic parking brake. Over here, we've got the heated seats, and these work relatively good, easy to use, no complaints. Leading into our center armrest here. It's not the biggest thing in the world, but you do have some room, down there you can throw your junk and whatever, but you don't have power outlets or any of that stuff. The doors, pretty premium in my opinion, I guess for the segment. There is some hard plastics and everything, but they do mix in some soft touches in there, but not quite enough. This is soft touch up here, so that's good. It's going to hold up relatively well. You can just kind of tell by the material, and it's also not going to be doing a bunch of rattling. But overall, is this interior better than the Ford Mavericks? Oh yeah, yeah, by a long shot. Setting off in the Hyundai Santa Cruz SEL Premium. It rides great in comparison to, mid-sized trucks, or even in comparison to the Ford Maverick. I love the way that this rides, and the cabin refinement is a lot quieter than the Ford Maverick. Maybe, the Lariat Lux package is on par because it does have that dual pane glass. Switch it into sport mode and let's see what she's got. Oh yeah. Man, this thing hauls. I mean, it really does. It's freaking quick. And I love it. The power, there's a little hesitation there, but once you get on it, man, does it open up? It just gets freaking wide open. So there we go. Man, is that fun. Yeah. Now, I absolutely love driving this truck in a very spirited way. I don't know what it would be like off-road, because again, that dual clutch is, it does have that hesitation and everything. And when you're sitting there crawling, going 2 miles an hour, might not be the greatest choice for off-road. So again, that kind of makes me wonder about Hyundai's decision to go with this transmission. But, whatever. I mean, it works. I think that once you do have this, you're not going to really think that much about it. So I'm not overly concerned about it. I think that this drives better than any trim that I've had in the Ford Maverick. And as you all know, I've owned 2 Ford Mavericks, and I spent a lot of time in another one. Pretty much owned it. So hybrid, is very kind of lackluster, and the EcoBoost is so unrefined that it's a frustrating experience for somebody who has heightened senses like I do. Right? I found the EcoBoost to be ultra noisy. This is super quiet. You can tell that they've definitely worked with the sound deadening and the refinement of this powertrain. This can tow 5,000 pounds, which I think is great. So yeah, I mean, from a driving standpoint, I would prefer to ride in this every day. And I think that, you know, a lot of the automotive folks would say that too. And as a Maverick owner, right, that's kind of tough for me to say. As an overall package, I don't think that, you know, you necessarily get what you pay for in the Santa Cruz. The prices are a bit too high. I think that if they priced things that were a bit more on par with the Ford Maverick, they would be selling a lot more. So to sum up the Hyundai Santa Cruz, right? Everybody's probably going to want to know, would I rush out and buy this? Probably not, you know, but if I could get a deal on it, it would definitely be on my list. Like, would I have an issue owning this? No, I don't think so. I've gotten more used to the styling. I do still think it's weird. I don't love the front, of course, like you heard me say 50 times. I do believe that if Hyundai put a hybrid powertrain in this vehicle, they would increase their sales by probably 400%. The versatility of this is great, and the overall driving experience is really good. The cabin's refined, the ride's super comfortable. You know, I mean, I don't love the center console with all the piano gloss black. I think that they should just get rid of that and hit the reset button, do something totally different. Yeah, so I don't know. Would I choose it over the Ford Maverick? Probably not. I still prefer the Maverick styling. That's the big piece for me, is just the overall styling of the Maverick I think is better. And obviously I prefer that they have a hybrid powertrain. So I think that Hyundai is not going to stand a chance to them until they make a change in those areas. So thanks for watching, folks. Put in the comments whether you would buy this Hyundai Santa Cruz, or would you just wait around and try and get yourself a Ford Maverick. See ya.